Good morning, I love you. It is Tuesday, my friends, and it is a good day to battle upon the ladder with some Jeskai Merriment action, and I want to make some changes, because change is coming to this deck. And I want it to work out. I don't know what it is that I want to cut, but I want to cut something. I want to cut something real bad. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll cut a single Fires of Invention, maybe I won't. I can't say for sure. I think I might just get rid of these Narcits, Tartsits. Let me talk to you a little bit about what's going to be going on today. There is a scourge of green of my encoder freezing. Are we good? Okay, there's been a scourge of green on the ladder, and I really like Outlaws Merriment, and this deck has been the most successful Merriment deck that I have played thus far, so I'm going to rock it out. I've made some changes to the main board. I really like Witching Well a lot. I really like Witching Well. I think I'm actually going to try to sneak in a third one. The real question is, which one do I try to get out? This has been the one card that I have not really been feeling as much. But 2 feels like a nice number of Narcits. But I think I'm actually just going to cut the Narcits out. I don't even think it's that important. I might even cut this all together and put in some different 1-of card. The reason I like Witching Well is it's a very inexpensive play, which, as you can see from the looks of this deck, it does not have a lot of them. Maybe I should just put in one very simple removal spell or something like that. I don't know, I'm getting distracted. I really like this because when you have the Fires of Invention down, what are you going to spend your mana on? Spend it on drawing some cards. It's sort of like a better Castle Vantress, and it's something to play early. Helps me fix my draws, which I'm increasingly finding are very, very important. I mean, maybe, you know, let's just screw it. Let's just go to 4 Witching Wells and see how that feels. But the rest of the deck is relatively straightforward. In the sideboard, we have a variety of different cards in here that are primarily suited to beat the ultra super duper popular Sultai and Simic food decks. Casualties of War is just a real powerhouse card against these types of decks because, say, your opponent plays a Nissa and is swinging at you with a land. You can often destroy target artifact, a food, destroy target creature, the 3/3 land, destroy target land, one of their other lands, and destroy target planeswalker, which is Nissa. You very often have 3 or 4 targets with Casualties of War. Some of the Sultai decks run 2 hard copies of Casualties of War. Whoa, easy there. The real question for me is how I deal with the sideboarding phase. Because I think it's very reasonable to say, okay, here are the cards that I peel a lot from the side with Fae of Wishes. Casualties of War is the number 1. Planewide Celebration is actually probably the number 2 card to help me heal up against an aggro deck or return some of the other permanents, such as Chandra or this Liliana. Nicol Bolas is a very good one to get. Sarkhan the Masterless, I have not really gotten very much from the sideboard. I might actually cut that. Tameo, Collector of Tales, I have not gotten very much from the sideboard. I might cut that. Kaya's Wrath, I have not gotten very much from the sideboard. I might cut that. So, I mean, I think that these are all ones to strongly consider cutting. Thought Distortion, I don't use very often, but against the control decks, I mean, this is an insane card. So I'm kind of eager to tune up the sideboard because, I mean, right now, I don't really pull that much stuff out. So I think that, like, if I had to make some choices right now, I would cut this one, maybe Ashiok Dream Render as well. Just cut these 4 entirely. Planar Cleansing also get a good amount. If I cut these 4 and then might cut these 4, might even cut more than that, and just try to actually put in some cards that I might very well use, like cutting the Time Wipe, cutting the Deafening Clarion. The thing that is going to make me not cut them right now is, first of all, I'm just making a change to the main board that I want to see how it feels, but also, Sarkhan does have a place if, say, I have, like, a Teferi and previously a Narcit, and I just pull it and just smash through for lethal once. There's actually Lethal Roses literally typing in chat right now. It is important to note that even if I'm pulling something as a critical card 1 out of every 20 games, that could be a reason to leave it in here. But with this deck, I've been not sideboarding. Like, occasionally I'll cut the 2 Chandras and put in 2 Sorceress Spyglasses, something like this, to deal with some of the Oko stuff. Bill says, possibly adding another Chandra 6 in case you haven't drawn it. Actually, that's there it is. That is an incredibly good call. That feels infinitely better to me. Thank you. Surprises. Didn't Mass Manipulation perform way better than Casualties in last Mythic Championship? I believe Andrei Strasky, his winning deck, had Mass Manipulation, was a Simic deck. I don't know about the overall performance of Sultai, because I believe that it was a Sultai in the finals as well. Finals was double Simic? Is that right? Okay. Perfect. Lockme Sturm says, you may have discussed this in introducing the deck, and I missed it, but what was the thought process in moving away from the Cavalier package? Is it just that you want to make Merriment the focus? I'm curious to hear your thoughts in building. Sure. Yeah, and I think that it's really important to note that at no point was I going, God, you know, let me move away from Cavaliers because they have issue XYZ. I can try to start making up a comparison between those two things right now. And if I had to describe the qualitative difference between this deck and the Cavalier deck feels extremely bursty. And I find that that deck can actually kind of fall apart pretty frickin' swiftly. The Cavalier deck. I think that, like, post some of the nerfs, the Cavalier, or the Jeskai Fires of Invention decks that we saw at the Mythic Championship do have some real genuine merit, but, you know, just... Oh, I need to get in a second mountain. There we go. This one just feels a little bit more like a control deck that I'd be interested in playing.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Well, that doesn't help us very much. And because this is more of a control deck, what I mean by that is that it starts to slowly build value as we get later on in the game, which is a type of deck that I just love to play. I love the really grindy, slow, plotting type of build value over time.
Now what? Sorry, I'm late.
Just gonna send this one back. And away it goes. I need a second mountain in the sideboard. I need, or excuse me, a second mountain in the main board. Jesus. Because I have 3 islands, 2 plains, 1 mountain. I need 2, 2, 2. I need the double island for this. I need the double white for this. And then I have 3 Chandras now, so I want to ensure that I... Farts. I want to ensure that I can get there. We got some gifty subs going on. From our burgering friend, Whopper Bopper. Thanks for the double. And Valentine61, 10 gifted subs for 10 years of Day 9 TV. We're on year 10. Year 10. Excuse me, we're on year 11 because we've done it for 10 years. We're on 10 years, Sheriff. Oh, this is nice and helpful. Sheriff. 10 year. That's what you know, baby. Eats Metal says, today I watched the Friday recording and I heard you talking about music you like. Thanks for the musical tips. I really love listening to Autechre all day today. Hell yeah. Got me wondering if you ever listened to the artist Philip Glass. Indeed I have. A very famous experimental artist. Will I be pinged to death? Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe absolutely so. Notice that I can use the Wishing Well to draw cards here, which I absolutely fucking love. Love it. I'm gonna do this. That is an extremely good one. And I would like more land. The reason Outlaws Merriment is a particularly good card now. And then next turn I definitely want to Spyglass the Oven. Thank you for that call. I think that because I can Spyglass the Oven, I don't particularly care. This is a game looking like the Planar Cleansing is an instant win. Yeah, if I didn't play these Outlaws Merriments, I would be right there with you. Evakin says, did you try to make an Assemble the Legion deck? We're back in the RTR standard days. Yes, Assemble the Legion is one of my favorite cards of all time. Seriously, if I could just have something that passively generates 1/1 that's not a creature, I would be so happy. Meow. Meow. I really think that this Wishing Well was a very Witching Well, was a very intelligent addition to this deck. I was really struggling on these turns, and then the ability to just like crack and do this is so nice. Chaka chaka chaka. That's a beating right there. Ugh. 3-1, and this is a 1-2. Perfect. Get out of here. ILS Alaxis, do kitty cooker decks have a good win rate? They always seem so slow to me. They interestingly really do, because they do two things very well. Wow, I could literally get all 4 Outlaws Merriments here. I think it's strictly better to wish for the Spyglass. But this is way too awesome. I don't see a reason to attack, because our opponent will just bring the Cauldron Familiar back, and that's fine. And this is just pay 1. Yeah. Trail of Crumbs. Spyglass is the better play, but Merriment's way funnier. Yuppity duppity buppity true. It is so funny. Hoo hoo hoo. Duke Pie Walker says, should Spyglass the cat, not the oven? Do I agree with that? Does that work? Doesn't it? I don't think you can Spyglass the cat because it's in the graveyard. I mean, I'm gonna Spyglass the oven for sure. Okay, this is a 2/1. This is a 2/1. This is a 3/1. Great. Let's just get rid of that one. Yeah, see, because Sacrifice of Food, I don't know if it's an activated ability because it's in the graveyard. Like, I mean, I very, very sincerely do not know. And also Casualties of War to kill a bunch of shit. But I don't have the mana for that, so I'm just gonna be a simple man. What's the name of this cat? Let's give it a shot. I want to see how this... Let's do it. Let's see what happens, man. The thing is that, like, I genuinely did not think that this applied when it was in the graveyard, but its Chainsaw 042 links to the Gatherer. It says Sorcerer Spyglass affects cards regardless of what zone they're in. This includes cards in hand, cards in the graveyard, and exiled cards.
Every tale about me is absolute nonsense and absolutely true. Oh dear.
Isn't the sacrifice a cost? Yes, it is the cost for an activated ability, is how we would properly list it out. I mean, I'm making 4 things passively a turn, which is more than DJ83 can claim, so... You know, this is Sad Tony, I think, makes the right point. He says, I think it's because it says card instead of permanent. I think that's right. I think something is a permanent if it is in... No, or is permanent a label that also sticks with it in exile and stuff? I don't know. Okay, let's see what we get. We have a 3/1. Now, I always want to see how many 1/2s I have. So this is a 3/1. This is a 2/1. So we only get the 1. So we may as well shoot the cat. I mean, we should more or less swing with all of our fellows. That's a very good one. Swing into here, probably Prison Realm. And Chandra. That's a pretty straightforward play, huh?
I grace you with my lack of presence.
I mean, this play is pretty clear.
Anyone who stands in my way is getting sizzled.
My opponent can effectively bring this Cauldron Familiar back only on average once a turn, because there's a single Witch's Oven. And we're doing more damage than DJ can deal with. Alright, Borum, nice. Says, a permanent is a card or token on the battlefield. A permanent remains on the battlefield indefinitely. A card or token becomes a permanent as it enters the battlefield, and it stops being a permanent as it's moved to another zone by an effect or a rule. And so, Spyglass, if it says activated abilities of permanents with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. If that's what it said, the Cauldron Familiar in the graveyard would not be a permanent. this just says activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. So this doesn't say permanent on it. So that's, I think, an explanation. Yeah, it says permanent card. Where? And choose to do sources with the chosen name can't. Doesn't say it anywhere here. Doesn't say it anywhere here. Unless you're talking about a different card. Because I'm talking specifically about Sorcerer, Spyglass, and Cauldron Familiar. Oh, you're all talking about something different in chat. Copy that shit. Isn't this amazing that this board-clearing card, Massacre Girl, does not get around the fact that we generate 4 of them? Silva says, how does the post-field ban meta feel? Fucking way worse than when Field of the Dead was in the meta. So my basic assertion is that I don't really change much of anything when I do sideboarding. Like, Chandra actually feels really important to me to leave in the main deck. I gotta rethink through my sideboarding. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum, ba, blah, blah, blah. East Metal says, have you seen any Death Stranding play yet? No, I mean, the reviews that I saw were just scathingly negative. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not going to play this one. And that was about that. Isojoke says, is there anything instant speed that could kill an Oko that we would consider for this deck? It basically needs to be destroy or exile. It can't really be deal damage because Oko on turn 2/3 comes out with 6 loyalty. After it pluses for the food. This is our current card of choice to get rid of Oko. Exile a creature or planeswalker until it leaves the battlefield. Then when it does stuff, scry 1. I think we more or less hunt aggressively for an Outlaws Merriment. Or for a Fires of Invention. A is the hotkey for Marines. Depends if you're playing StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2. In StarCraft 2, the hotkey is A. Because all the hotkeys were moved to the left half of the keyboard. In StarCraft 1, the hotkey was M because they hated you. I don't know how else to put it, man. Overlord. If I needed to build Overlords, I had to hit 5 to select my hatchery, S, and then O. Also, the biggest difference that just, it still to this day fucking kills me. Zerg in StarCraft 1, if you just selected a hatchery, and let's say you wanted to build Hydralisks, which is S to select the larva, H to build the Hydralisks, all 3 of them immediately would start producing Hydralisks. In Star 2... you have to hit H for each individual larva. That's why StarCraft 2 is just a game I will never touch, you know. God, I tickle myself. I think I do this one first. Yeah.
I see you don't share my vision.
You have enough land? We're still hunting for fires. Garmore says, I'm surprised there isn't like a Control H to morph all to Hydras or something like that. That might be true. The StarCraft 2 interface people are like fucking incredible. There are so many crazy interactions with all of everything in there that I still find out new things when I'm playing. Although I cannot tell why I've been more or less playing StarCraft 1 when I have time to play StarCraft. Now it says, did you play Warcraft 3 as well? I mean, I kind of played Warcraft 3. I mean, I didn't really get particularly deep in it. Like, I've never played Frozen Throne multiplayer, for instance. Do I still play StarCraft 2? Not, like, multiplayer, really. When I play, like I said just before, mostly I've been playing Brood War when I have a chance to play. You know, and I just feel like Old Man Sean still got it. But Commander is just a glorious thing to do in StarCraft 2. I mean, I cannot recommend Commander enough to you fine human beings. You know, part of me regrets prison realming the Oko, because I kind of feel like I want a planar cleansing. Planar cleansing. I'm going to go ahead and thin that deck. Yo Man says Commander is co-op versus AI, or two people as one. You know, let me just, as a brief... I'll go on the tangent in a moment, but I feel like it's a tangent I have feelings about. With, co-op Commander, it is you and another person each have a sort of miniature race. And I'll use the only co-op Commander you ever need to care about, which is Karax. So, with your mini race, instead of having access to, say, 15 to 20 units, as you would with a full race in StarCraft 2, you have, like, a subset. Like, Karax has a lot of robotics facility-type units. So it'll have, like, Zealots, but the Zealots, when they die, they have, like, a resurrection that happens on them, and then that res goes on cooldown. Or instead of sentries, which plant force fields, you have energizers, which can boost attack rate and speed of your nearby units. And then you have, like, a lot of robo-facility units. And you have these really cool defensive structures. But what you don't have as Karax is some of the sexy mobile things like Blink Stalkers or Dark Templar, right? You have this subset of units. What you gonna kill? Maybe I should have planar cleansing, huh? Well, that's just the worst possible order you could do at any point, isn't it? Alright, we're getting a planar cleansing. Friends. Oh my god, that could not have come at a better time. Yeah, Sheriff. Yeah, just get comfy in the box. Get comfy in the box and just lie down and rest. And we're going to play games and we'll give you tummy time as often as we can. So, co-op Commander is, like, freaking great. I think that conserving the health is important here. Fan of Varys says planar cleansing with Prison Realm out seems very bad. Yes, but we have Prison Realm. That's why when we played the Temple of Epiphany before we went for the Granted, we were like, oh my god, that's so good. Generally speaking, it is a bit of the pickle with it, which is part of the reason why there's a single copy on the sideboard in case of emergency. But, you know, I think that maybe... Here's the tangent that I wanted to go on in response to the question about... Oh, and I didn't finish the thought. Also, each commander not only has an interesting sub-race associated with it, there's generally some other interesting gameplay mechanic associated with it. So, like, Karax has global abilities. You know, imagine, like, a sort of satellite in orbit coming down and blowing shit up, you know, so you can, like, shoot individual things or, like, fire a laser that slices through shit. It's super dope. Ain't no lie. Baby, bye, 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 bye. What? Who runs that card? Honestly. Alright, we're probably pretty screwed here. Absolutely fucking bamboozled. But yeah, I think maybe the biggest issue that StarCraft has had and does have is a branding issue, because it's like there's Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, Legacy of the Void. If you want to play Legacy of the Void multiplayer, what do you need to do? Do you need to buy the first one and the second one and then the third one in order to play it? What if you just buy Legacy of the Void? What happens then? There's also, like, these different modes. There's, like, Archon mode and Co-op Commander, and Co-op Commander kind of sounds like Archon mode, so is that what it is, or is that not what it is? I think we're pretty dead, so I'm just going to go ahead and concede. Dallas says, isn't the multiplayer free to play now? It is, and they did that kind of later, so... You know, maybe I do want to main deck this card. I'm going to cut this and put a time wipe in, because I want to be able to snatch it with a wish. And they made StarCraft 2 a free-to-play game. Oh, Jesus. This just sucks to get double single-landered. Alright, well, we'll get rid of this one. I guess get rid of this one. No, you know what? Greed is good. And I think I want the white instead of the second Castle Vantress. Beowulf says, just in case the situation arises, I think Chandra 6 can exile the cat. Technically, yes. Functionally, no. Because I target it with her ability, which should exile it. In response, the opponent sacks the cat, sending it to the graveyard, so... But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that the StarCraft 2... which is just all of StarCraft 2 really struggled with, was just a sort of struggle of branding. Where it was really hard to know what you needed to do just to be able to play the game. Because now you can get StarCraft 2 and all the multiplayer's free. Arcade's free, regular old multiplayer's free, it's just free. So I think that I should exile something. The thing that costs money is the missions, and also there's individual commanders that you need to pay to have access to. Dallas Sooner says, also a hell of a hard game, and losing in multiplayer feels awful. Until you get past some humps, it feels pretty bad. I cannot tell a lie. Cannot tell a lie. What are we playing today, Sean? We're trying out a Jeskai Merriment build. Correct. Well... I think I do this first. Greed is good, baby. Because we're going to probably Fae of Wishes for Akaya's Wrath. Or Fae of Wishes and Prison Realm.
I'm certain you're quite charmed to meet me. Oh dear.
So if we take the pain next turn... So I cannot actually withstand any pain right here, huh? So that means I have to go... Granted. Is there anything that's 5 mana that would be nice for me? No. Oh! Okay. Hank says, would Noxious Grasp in the main be too crazy? Well, yeah, we're not running any black. We'd have to do some pretty brutal things to our mana base to pull that off.
Let's broaden your existence.
Let's broaden your existence. Killing that would, I mean, it would hurt, for sure. Wow, I put Planar Cleansing in my frickin' sideboard, huh? Oh shit, I fucked this up really bad. Oh well, whatever.
Your expectations are exhausting.
It's not a bad one to get. Hello. I think I just need some more white-blue things in the sideboard. This is a little bit the reason why I was thinking of putting a... I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. Quetzalcoatl, that's such an extreme statement. So Sean's actually playing an interesting quality deck. It just folds because it's not playing black against Oko. Hey! This is our first best of 3, man! You back right off with that. Don't you say I'm folding. I'm holding, and I'm bold. Look at me go. Eat this. I don't care. That's fine. Show me what I got. And you know what? And then this is safe to crack. I'm just going to crack this anyways because I don't give a damn because I've given up. I want the red in case we draw Chandra. I will take my food, put it back in the oven, and generate food. I am 7-Eleven. Does white really not have sorcery-based exile removal in standard right now? I don't think so. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna get this Sarkhan. I mean, that's something. That fucking sucks. Well, basically, we are boned. I'm actually not going to put the stop here. Holy shit, there's all these cats. I think we are in a bit of emergency urgency mode.
Right on schedule. Might be a bad idea.
I like the witching wells. I guess like this. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Great Googly Moogly says, why didn't you bounce Trail of Crumbs? Why do you think I should bounce Trail of Crumbs? We gotta make some changes here. Alright, so that's one thing. That's one thing that we want to do. That's one thing that we want to do. I think that I actually need to have some legitimate sideboarding plans here. Greg Googly Moose says, well, if you weren't already beat, it just slows his draw engine. Drawing was not the problem. The Cauldron familiars continuing to come back to life as a result of food being on the battlefield, that's the problem, and that gives him one extra food to do so. So it actually would speed up our death a bit. So let us see here. This card seems like really good right now. If I just put in 4 of these puppies. Par exemple. Yeah, Cry does exile the cats. There's no way for them to avoid the Cry exiling the cats. Because if I cast Cry and there's a cat, if in response they sack it, it's now in the graveyard, and then Cry the Carnarium resolves, and it reads... Shit. It reads... Exile all creatures in all graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn. That might actually be a reasonable one to just get a 1 of in there as a way to just get the cats out of the graveyard. Especially because this is a relatively cheap one. Can't really board it in. Have you considered absorbs? I haven't really considered anything that's instant speed because Fires of Invention will turn it off. You can only cast spells during your turn. So what we're really looking for is things that can resolve at instant speed. Ashiok to counter cats. I don't really think Ashiok counters the cats because he just brings the cat from the graveyard back out. Yeah, so Cry the Carnarium. Cry the Carnarium is way better than a lot of our other exile effects against that. This might be about all I need. Maybe instead of this, we do like this. Bag of Holding. What does Bag of Holding do? Card draw is not really a problem for us. Bag of Holding doesn't really do anything. We have plenty of card draw. Plus you can just turn it into an Oko. Graph Digger's Cage work. Graph. This is kind of neat, but it turns into an elk. Turns into an elk. Turns into an elk. I'm gonna try this little switcheroo. 4 Sorcerer Spyglass is pretty neat. Let's give this a shot. Let's update it like this. This seems pretty neat. I'm gonna get some Wawa because I've been drinking coffee and I need to get my hydration on. Perfect. Love it. Spyglass just seems like a reasonable enough thing to put in this here meta here. Spyglass is a very solid card, because, I mean, it turns off Oko. And considering how Planeswalker focused a lot of the Simic decks are becoming... Alright, so this says, I do not have a turn 3 play. Flatly says, I don't have a turn 3 play. So Mashigan could plausibly have a turn... 4 play, or 4 mana play. So given that, I was gonna send the goose back, but now that Somashigun has done this, I just want to just send this one back. Well, that's just like the greatest card we could have gotten, huh? I do this because I literally don't want Somashigun to even have the opportunity to tap that shit for mana.
I've got it.
Probably this. Oko cannot elk a fire. Oko cannot elk a fire. Boom.
Time for Plan B. Trust me, I have a plan.
Yeah, amazingly, this can't become an elk. Who knew that Oko had some kind of weakness? These can get elked.
I will. Surely you must be famished.
See, this is what I really like about this Witching Well. This is down. Bam, bam. Dude, Witching Well feels
Or not.
fucking primo good. I really gotta play these Fabled Passages first, man. Gonna get the white mana. That's the one that we would, in a bind, want to make sure we have enough of. See, it feels like we've got to cast 3 spells this turn.
Is it just me, or is it getting a little warm in here?
I've got time.
Yeah, I don't want 4 Witching Wells, I don't think, but 3 feels kind of like a nice little medium. Oh, Jesus, that's like so insanely powerful.
Everyone knows the bigger explosions are more fun.
Here goes nothing.
And then end of turn, I get to Witching Well. 7 mana is the inflection point where I get to cast everything. Look at how few Elkables I have. Absolutely unelkable. Hi, Sheriff. Love you, sweetie pie. Hi. I'm gonna pet you. Don't worry, it's just Dad. Hi. Yeah, give me smells. Smells for scritches. It's a fair trade. Doesn't that just feel good?
I will aid you. Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Oh, we're rearranging so that way we can look at Dad. Oh, that looks pretty comfy, I gotta admit, Share Bear.
What a warm reception.
I'll do this first and just kind of see what happens. Get rid of all of these.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Kill a land, a planeswalker, a creature, and an artifact. This is a good turn. Okay, so I think that what I want to do is first focus on disabling before I focus on winning. So I think I get rid of these. Just kind of get rid of some of my high end and just get the 4 spyglasses in, right? Putting in this because this can kill Okos. I'm the Shaz says, have you watched the video I sent you via Discord, Sean? You sent me something via Discord. I didn't get anything on Discord. Where'd you send it? Look in here, oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't see this. Would you look at that? Look at that. Shaz is sending me things. Look at that. Eats Metal says maybe keep one Spyglass in the sideboard so you can find it with Fae. That's a smart maneuver. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change. Played the wrong land. I should play the Sacred Foundry. Okay, so we're kind of at a potential inflection. Like, this could be... Alright, it's got to be an Oko. Oh my god! Off the top? Really? Really? Off the top? Really?
Behold, nature's true power.
Alright, well, at least I get to set that shit on fire. See, this would be a really nice time to, as Eats Metal suggests, if I could peel that out of the sideboard. And I mean, I might want to be like, so lucky, but I mean, this literally is what that deck is built to do. It is built to just be able to play Nissas and large Krasis very, very quickly. Alright, what do we do? What do we get now? Okay. This helps a shitload. I mean, we're going to take some serious pain, but, you know, yeah.
The land shall conquer you.
Fuck. Fuck. So fucking strong. Shit. So I die next turn. Unless I do it like that. Okay, so there we go. Actually, whatever, I'm just gonna do it like this. Holy fuck, we can't win. Because these fucking assholes. Shit. Yeah, I think that I can put in the 4 Sorcerer Spyglasses. It sucked so fucking much. Let's see here. Merriment's actually very good in this matchup. Yeah, man, can someone explain what those borrowers were doing? In what regard? Like, why they're in the deck? They're in the deck because just, you know, Brazen Borrower is just like a very, very good card. It can send my Spyglass back home. If there's a single blocker, it can send that back and just continue to beat down with Nissa. That'll do, pig. I just cracked this now because I just don't want to... I don't want to not focus on you beautiful people in chat. part of the reason why I sought out a actually this should have been a white land. Yeah, no, I fucked up. This should have just been a white land. Fucking counter spells. No. Good luck to me. Aether Gusto. Perfect! If our opponent had a Brazen Borrow, I would have expected that to come down on this turn. Someone says, I know Day 9 doesn't like Unmoored Ego, but I run 2 Spyglasses and 2 Unmoored Ego specifically because of how vulnerable Spyglass is. How would that work, Sonata? Like turn 4? Turn 4, like, play a Fires of Invention, then Fae of Wishes for the Unmoored Ego, and then Unmoored Ego out Oko? That's pretty fucking cute. Cannot tell a lie. I'm gonna go ahead and just pass the turn. The Vantress at end of turn. This is actually super sweet. I love this card. Yeah, I mean, Unmoored Ego is just really difficult to cast when I have no black in my main. And it doesn't pick off an Oko that comes down early, which is kind of like the problem that most decks have against Oko. No. No. Oh! Damn, that's pretty sick. This is a shitload of damage, actually. Bang and a bomb. I'm gonna pass again. Try to Vantress my way into some juicy bits. Yeah, I mean, the thing about Unmoored Ego is it's like... Nice. Save my Prison Realms. Feeling powerful. Holy shit. Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, this is just the problem deck. It's like just this one. Holy shit! Holy double shit! Show me what you got, dude. Perfect. Oko, see you later. Oko, Thief of Crowns, gone. Prison Realm. And ya basic. What does the bottom of my library look like right now? It's just a big pile of land. I mean, being in a position to threaten lethal this turn is quite nice. Handful of land and removal and counters and all that good shit. It is I, a goose! Hello! Swaddle, swaddle, swaddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still not enough, so I'm just gonna chill. This is actually so unlucky for our opponent. I can't even believe it. I mean, this is, like, so unfair. Like, 4 3-1s in a row. I mean, I really shouldn't talk about fairness when I'm up against, like, a Simic deck. Like, this is clearly unfair for me and no one else. I just think Outlaws Merriment is pretty interesting card in against some of these decks. It's not interesting against all of these decks. It's interesting because, like, if you think about a threat like Oko, Oko goes, make a food, make a 3/3. Make a food, make a 3/3. So it's like every other turn there's a 3/3, and that's just very, very, very scary. And Outlaws Merriment is really, it's kind of obnoxious when you first play it, because it's like if you played Oko and just passed your first turn. But then after that, I mean, like, by turn 2 of Outlaws Merriment, the second time it comes back to you, you start to feel, like, really good, because you start to be able to cast some other big, juicy things. I think that's, I mean, this appears to be game. So Mashigun did have quite some brutal draws. Quite some brutal draws. No denying it. Albatross at times says, man, I have issues with folks who stall out. I was actually playing a bunch yesterday afternoon, and I had just a lot of people just going the whole distance versus me. I'm just going to keep it in this order. I don't really care. I don't need to do anything, man. Who's your little bug? It's you. You're a little bug. You're a little brown bug who just likes scritches and eating and going on walks and tummy rubs. And I will give you all of those things. Yeah, we killed a man. Isn't that nice? Your sideboarding plan is kind of hilarious, but I'm going to hold on to it for now. Moltariat says, can I convince you to play some drafts in the near future? Honestly, in Eldraine, probably not. You can just draft Blue Mill pretty hard in draft, and it is fucking difficult to beat ever. It's hard to even interact with. Has anyone else experienced this? Like, I played some Eldraine drafts on the weekend, and it was just like, just getting milled to death every single fucking game. And then it leaves an 0-4 body behind, which is pretty difficult to get past. Skeleton says, I'm that Blue Mill player. I'm sorry. Someone time Skeleton out for 1 second, please. Show me you can't just flaunt that here. Not in our space. Tommy Jenkins says, how do I start in Magic? Man, just download the client and start playing some games. They're really generous, just hurling cards and packs at you. Because you can have up to 4 copies of each card in a deck. All right, we could be just like outright dead here. I think I need to play the Fae of Wishes. Gotta do it. Have to do it. That's what I ought to do. I think that is death for us. That helps a ton. For 0. Alright, so now that cannot attack unless a 1/1 is down. Pretty simple. Hey, Iradium 228. Happy sub, baby. 9 months. Pooping it out. But yeah, no, if you're looking to get into Magic, I strongly recommend just downloading the client, playing some free-ass games, and having a ball. It's pretty easy to just start building a collection. Enough to where you can tap into what deck building feels like and kind of what some of the meta feels like. That'll give you a good all start. So I don't have a good way to deal significantly with Gruul Adventures until turn 3 anyways. Yes, please crack it. A blue land, please. Garmore says, chat, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 is really, really good. Which one's Mob Psycho? That's different from Psycho Pass, yes? Alright, let's see what we're trying to get. Maybe I should have hung on to that other one. I don't know. Same writer as One Punch Man. Similar vibes. Kid with bowl cut, has psychic powers but no social skills. Ooh. I'm a huge fan of psychic powers, let me tell you, man. Huge, huge, huge. You know, maybe I should have Fabled Passage and then cracked it. Maybe that would have been better. Ow, ow. Okay. Which one do I want? I would like a white one, please. Ow. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I liked One Punch Man quite a bit. Oh, that one hurts. I mean, we have an answer, but it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
explosively good pyromancer.
Yeah, I mean, if our opponent has another questing beast in there, what are you gonna do? Oh, no, then he just pops that. What am I doing? Whoa. Because this, you can sack to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Yeah. Yeah.